bow before his name. Beautiful Jesus. Beautiful Jesus. Beautiful Jesus. Beautiful Jesus. Wonderful Jesus. Oh, Yalabasha. Oh, yes, you are worthy of praise. Oh, you are worthy of praise. Sing it. You are worthy, you are worthy of my praise. Oh, you are worthy of my praise. We call you out, Sydney.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's another beautiful day. Thank you, Jeff, John, Robin, Ame. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I am just waiting for our special guest today. It's going to be super interesting. He is he's been in the financial industry for a very, very long time. He's going to be talking to us about finances today. What are people going through? What are the pains in the financial industry that we need to know? What are we supposed to do today in this crisis with our finances? And what are we supposed to be expecting after the crisis is over? Because yes, it's going to be over. It's not going to stay forever and ever like this. So those are the things we're going to be talking about today, and we're just waiting for him to come on. He's in the person of the name Emmanuel Emordi. He is, like I said earlier, been in the industry for a very long time now, and he sure have something to say to us. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to learning quite a lot from him today also. And if you have questions, my number is rolling on the screen if you can see it. Send me WhatsApp messages, call me. Well, don't call during the broadcast, but send in messages and he would be able to take it, or you can inbox me on Messenger. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I will be posting the videos on Instagram also. So don't forget to follow us. And please, as you come in, could you please share the video so that many people can come in? There are a lot of people that have questions, and we would be able to take the questions as much as we can, just to help support, what is going on right now. Hope everyone is doing great. I am just sharing the video right now while we wait. Just sharing. Enjoy this soundtrack by Kenny G. Was I just talking to myself? I think it's better now. All right. And our guest is on, but upside down. Better. Yeah, it's better now. All right, guys, like I said to you, today we're going to be discussing something that is very, very important and very crucial for our time today. And always, money is an important part of living. And we're going to be talking a lot about that today. So we are so privileged to have someone that has been in the industry for a very long time. When I say long time, I mean a very long time, and credible and qualified to be able to talk to us and advise us and give us tips on how to get through this crisis and post-crisis. I've never experienced anything like this before, so I'm expecting to take a lot of notes. Some of you have sent me some questions. Thank you very much. I would be reading out the questions live here so we can answer it as much as possible. Let me not talk much. Allow me to be your host again for today, and I will be bringing us our special guest live. And there we have him. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. His name is Mr. Emmanuel Emordi, and he is the founder, the CEO of Tridex Financial Services in Etobicoke, Ontario, right here in Canada. I would be posting the office number with your permission. It's 41+1 for those who will be calling in from outside for question and help. It will be +1 416 255 8622. That's 416 255 8622. And it's Tridex Financial Services right here in Ontario. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for coming on this morning.
Thank, thank,
Um,
thank you so much, Amina, for giving me this opportunity to also contribute on your program and to also, in one way or the other, assuage the problems that everybody is going through right now, particularly from the financial perspective.
that's correct. Thank you. You're welcome. The holistic plan for this program is to be able to bring people from all walks of life so that we are able to balance the situation, not just hearing about the COVID. Like I usually say, this program is for everyday ordinary people living extraordinary ways right now because it's really extraordinary. It's a crisis
Exactly.
that it's out of our control. And we want to bring as much information to them as much as possible because nobody's talking about these people. Everybody is talking about the rich and famous, the pandemic, and how bad it is.
Yeah.
What of how good and what is good in it? So I'll let you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have for us.
Well, thank you so much, Amina. Like you said before, my name is Emmanuel Emordi, and I run a financial services consultancy company where I've been able to help a lot of people, particularly from our community, um, meet a lot of their financial needs on day-to-day basis, more so as it affects supporting our relatives and families back home. Today, the situation we face is very, very much unprecedented
That's right.
in the sense that most of us living today, I think the last pandemic was way back in the 1900s, and it's pretty challenging. Like nobody expected to have this kind of situation today where we are so concerned. We don't even know. A lot of people have been thrown out of their jobs
That's right.
unexpectedly. A lot of things have changed. The stock market has been impacted in ways that we cannot, at the end of the day, even totally account for.
Recover.
Yeah, people's lives have been impacted as a result of that. Families have been impacted. Children have been impacted. But you know that our life on a day-to basis revolves
Recover.
around our
Yeah, people's
finances.
lives have been impacted.
We cannot do much without money. Money is so important in our daily lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why today we have to be looking at ways and means in which we can manage our resources so that it can last. We don't know for how long, so that it can last for the immediate and as much as possible for the long term, as much as we can envisage it. Now, because these are affected our basic sources of income, we are thinking, how do we survive? Recently, there's been a survey that was conducted by one of the companies, and it shows that 74% of Canadians, for example, are impacted today, and everybody is panicked because they're
74%.
74% of Canadians today are worried and panicked about their financial situation and the way this is impacting. And it's not even so much of how it's impacting today. We are equally worried about the future and how long this is going to last. And there's basic necessities of life. If you follow the Maslow's theory, you see that basic needs of life includes first your shelter, then food, and then other necessities that we need to survive. So how do we navigate through these periods to be able to manage day-to-day needs? And you see, people are truly frustrated. People are helpless. People
Hmm.
are even afraid. And much is that we don't even know how long this is going to last.
Hmm.
So it's important that we do a holistic approach of our finances and see how and where, what we can cut down, how we can extend our monies to make them last. Thank God for the governments of Canada and governments of different countries for different palliative measures that they are putting through to see how they can assuage the needs of people. But also, in the middle of that, I think that is important to also look at other areas we can cut down to be able to wade through these periods. So we can look at our expenses. What are those things that we can cut down? I've spoken to some people about getting your families together to review your situation and see where and where can you cut down your expenses. Basically, the things that you spend money on: food, your utilities, your housing, and the likes like that. So, if you have to look at your housing needs, for example, your rent or your mortgage, it's important that we also address those areas. Um, like I said, the governments have been offering different palliative measures. If it's important to listen. And one of the problems we are facing now, there's so much information going
That's correct.
on social media, discussing with friends, and that
Mm-hmm.
adds to the panic. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important that as much as we pay attention to information, we need to sift those informations to limit them to what is most important to us. So the government holds daily briefings. I think we should pay more attention to those areas that impact us, particularly the areas that comes addresses the needs or the palliatives that they're offering. Apply for what you can or what you think you are eligible for. Take advantage of that. We are not too sure how long government is going to continue with that. That also depends on how long this lasts.
Mm-hmm.
We have to manage, take advantage of that, and also try to live within what we get to be able to extend it. It's also time to pay attention to what we can also save. Like they always say, that save for the rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
This is that rainy day, and it's raining so much. So we have to first, um, it's no use now talking about what we've done before, like how much we've saved before, because again, this is taking a lot of people unawares. So if you're lucky and you've had something in your savings, this is the time to manage it even better. Unfortunately, if you haven't saved, this is also time to look at what resources do you have, what is coming in, how can you cut down on your expenses to be able to get that little bit to last even longer. Um, and it's also important that we look at other areas of leakages. Like we can take care of our utilities. A lot of the utility companies are offering different relief packages. You can call them, talk to them, and see how much you can extend the payment. Some of them are offering like a deferred payment. So it's no use calling to see whatever savings you make now, we also go a long way. So, like I said before, apply for what you can get from the government and see what use that is going to be and how long that is going to last. Some of us have credit cards. Some of us have obligations that are due for payment. We can call our creditors, talk to them, and see what deferral programs we can also take advantage of. It's also important to exercise a lot of self discipline in our spending. We all have credit cards. We don't have to go crazy now spending money on our credit cards because obviously we have to pay at some point. So we can exercise some self discipline in our spending habits and our patterns at the moment. It's also important that, like I said before, that we continue to listen to government briefings, particularly as it impacts on our daily finances and what they are offering. And at this time too, we have to look at different ways that we will be able to help ourselves, like sharing information about what is going on with people who don't really understand. um, some of the processes of the application of the government benefits. You can call your friends and talk to them about it. What have they done? What are they doing? What are they eligible for? Hi, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought I
Yeah.
lost
So
you.
no, no, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So talk to friends. Nobody knows it all at this time. I think it's important that we can share information amongst ourselves of what can be done or how we are addressing our daily needs and our problems. Um, a lot of people are also worried about their investments. People who have been involved in stock investments, you can see like your stocks have gone down tremendously. Now it depends on your level of risk tolerance. For some people, this is a time to take advantage and buy because the prices are cheaper. For some people, it's important maybe to liquidate your assets in the risky markets and bring them all into your savings and see how that can last for even a longer time. Um, Again, because everything about finance revolves on our psychological states and our health, it's important that we also address our health issues so that we can stay fit to address our financial needs and problems. And the bottom line is that this is a passing phase. We are going through it, and it's going to come to an end at some point. What
Amen
is
to
our
that.
plan for the future? Right now, we don't want to be in a situation where we are digging a pit to cover another pit. So that's very important, very necessary that we maintain situations now and to think about the future and how we can survive um, in the near future as we go through. But we strongly believe that this is going to come to an end sometime, and we have to be ready for the future. For the future, we don't know how it's going to go. A lot of people have lost their jobs. We have to be thinking about what to do. Whatever areas that you think can even help in generating some little income for you, that will go a long way to go. So these are a few tips that I have, and I'll be open to questions.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. You talked about a very important thing that the money you have right now, you need to deliberately decide to. I'm just paraphrasing. Deliberately decide to manage it and cut down on things. And then you said people that can apply, I mean, they should listen to less things going around in the media,
Yeah.
but at least check in with the government briefing daily and
Mm.
see what they can apply for. What of people that are not in the, sorry,
Yeah, that's okay.
my family is trying to get out of, can you close the door, please? Thank you. What of people that are in countries where the government is not giving no daily briefing, they have nothing to apply for? What are some of the advices would you have for them, or maybe information that could help also, before I start taking questions that are coming from our viewers?
Yes. Thank you, Amina, for that question. Yes, of course, there are people who live in countries where the government is not giving or they are not giving enough. I think it still boils down to the same thing, like to cut down in areas you're not getting anything, but look holistically at your situation. You might have assets that you want to dispose for the immediate that can generate some money for you to go through these difficult periods. You might think of things that you're creative, like I know you can't go out, but you can. We think people are allowed in some areas to also stay at home and work from home, particularly those who are in very very necessary items like the essential services. So if you have things that you're doing that you can do from home that can generate some money for you, items that you can sell, particularly food stuff, that will help. But don't also forget that we have to have in our minds the need for social distancing so that that does not create additional problems. So whatever you can do that can relate to relating with people. I know a lot of people have been, this is the time that people like philanthropists have been helpful in some places, in some countries. People have been donating to help. You can approach people as well. I think people are more sympathetic to everybody's cause more now. And I would probably suggest to take advantage of every situation you have to sustain yourself in the short term.
Do you think our government right now, right here in Canada, are doing enough in the area of finances, giving
Well,
information to people and helping people out? And
Well, I would say that they have been magnanimous enough for starters. Um, a government that you know how much they have put out there to help people, and I think that I've heard that some people have actually received some money from government, and you can see from the daily briefings that they are willing, they are determined to do something. They are willing to address everybody's needs in one way or the other. But like you know, I don't know how long this is going to last and how long governments can sustain what they are doing. And
Mm-hmm.
that is why I've said that whatever you're getting, take advantage of it now and try to manage it because we don't know how long this is going to last. Governments, obviously, money has to come from somewhere. There are measures that which applying their fiscal and monetary policies that it can generate money to sustain, like social services that it can offer to people. We're looking at the population, looking at what has to be done, even from the medical perspective, it is costing a lot of money. But I would say kudos to the government. They have done so well and they are willing to do, which is very, very important.
Okay. Do you have any access to any government link for anybody? Maybe we can post that at the end of the event. I mean,
I,
the end of the show, if
yes, I think that
anything.
I think that generally, if you go to the Canada Revenue Agency website,
The
uh,
cic.gc.ca.
yes.
Okay.
And you can also go to cra.gc.ca or the government.
cra.gc.ca.
Yes.
That's for Canada, guys. So everyone joining us from outside Canada, I know notice a lot of people from Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't have that link or stuff like that. But as the days go by, I will be looking for information on where to get help. I know some churches are doing their little bit here and there in
Hmm.
Nigeria. I would be posting all of that too. So, so we have a question from Eminent Campaign.
Okay.
And his question is today, how can we make passive income at this time, and what are the opportunities that are there to make passive income?
Okay. Like I said, a lot of people are out of work right now. There are essential services that are still being allowed. It is difficult at this time if you're looking at passive income. I assume that what you mean there is like income that is extra on the side. Oh, that's how they call cooking. It is very difficult at this time. So that is why government is encouraging people to stay home. So, what is most important at this time? First is to be concerned about your health and safety and to manage the little income that is coming in. I do not know any other ways to encourage people to make passive income right now because what is most paramount at this time is to address your safety and your health. You do not want to expose yourself to more diseases or sicknesses while you're trying to raise money. And that is
Mhm.
the most essential reason why the government is asking people to stay home and even willing to provide um, some financial backing to ensure that people survive through the period. I would suggest seriously that we take advantage of what government is offering for now and pay more attention to our health rather than looking for ways to make extra money that probably lead us into more health problems, health issues.
Mhm. Thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up, Eminent Media, if that answers your question or you have a follow up question. Thank you guys for the new people just coming on: Ogbole, Morgan, Nick Pence, Simon, Danielle, Michael, Tori on the other side. Thank you guys. Thomasin, God bless you for coming in. I can't read the other guy's name, but you are all welcome. It's just chat live with Queen Amina, and our guest today is none other than an award-winning financial advisor, Mr. Emmanuel Emordi with Tridex Financial Services, right here in Etobicoke, Ontario, Canada. And he is briefing us and giving us tips about the financial world today, what we can do to get through this crisis, and what we should expect in the future. That brings me to my next question for you. After this crisis, we believe, we know, we have faith that this is going to come to pass.
Mhm.
After it comes to pass, do you believe that we will ever have business as usual again?
Well, thank you for that question. Like this problem is almost like a world problem. So we are looking at a global economic recession that we are setting into now, and that's going to linger for a while. Um, Definitely, life is not going to come back to the same immediately. It's going to take some time, and that is why it requires some resilience. It requires some self discipline at this time so that we can have like a takeoff point when this is all over. Um, I expect probably at the end of this all that, for example, property prices are going to come down. It's
Okay.
going to take people some time to get themselves together. So, if you are prepared at this time by disciplining yourself to have some money last through this period and something to start off again at the end of this all, it will be easier. But certainly, life can never be the same when this comes to an end. It's going to take some time for us to get ourselves together. All the industries are affected now. Service industries, you can imagine, say restaurants that are shut down now. It's going to
Mm,
take time for people to get back to even going out to eat because everybody's worried. Is it safe now to go and sit out there? So those are PCCs. You look at different service sectors, everyone is affected, So um, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I believe that by the grace of God, very soon we'll be over with this, and it will take some
amen.
time. It will definitely take some time for us to get back to normalcy again. But we need that self-discipline. We need that determination. We need to live with what we have. We have to culture ourselves to to a different lifestyle, and
Mm.
hopefully we'll get back again at some point.
Thank you so much for that answer. That there's a question from Nekpen Obasegi, and her question is, where do I have the question? Okay. So her question is about that is something that I would ask also. Well, her question is, for some of the people that have some savings, what do you advise they should do with such savings? She said, A, leave it in where it is, B, give it away to help others that are in need because they might not be tomorrow, C, do nothing.
Well, if I'm given a choice, I would say A and B. Now, this is the situation. You're lucky to have some savings, and this is what you're looking to weather through this whole period. And you look around you, you find people who actually are in need and they need help. So you have to make that decision as to what is what do I require to tidy through this period, and how
Mhm.
many people around me can I sustain. Now, every single one of us have families back home, friends and relatives here that need help. But again, you have to make a balance. So I will not advise you to take out all your money to sustain or to survive people. You have to look at your own needs first of all. Um, how long what you have is going to sustain you. So first of all, you have to. I'll do it this way. If you have investment, for example, that right now they are losing value, I would suggest to cash them in and put it in your savings account. Now, savings accounts, the interest rate is so low now, so you're not definitely not going to earn a lot of money from that. So you must have some money in your savings and some cash available so that ship comes to shore, you have something to fall back on right away. As to the people around you that definitely require help, it's a choice that you have to make, and how much of that you want to apportion to helping people. But at the end of the day, it's a call for your conscience. You will not be happy sitting around and watching people suffering when you can help a little bit, and a little bit from you, a little bit from everybody here and there. We are all in this together,
I
and definitely
agree.
we will pull through together as well. So I would
Amen.
suggest make enough provision for yourself, and the bit that is left, use it to sustain people that you can as much as possible.
Thank you so much. Nekben, thumbs up if that answers your question. If you have any follow-up question, please send it here. Thank you, Honorable. Oh, our ex-commissioner is on, watching from Nigeria,
Yeah.
Hajia Ruth Alkali. She was an ex-commissioner in Kaduna State. Thank you, Ma, for coming on. Ada, Faith, thank you, guys. Yesterday we had, day before yesterday, we had the former minister of oh Lord, what it was from Ondo State was watching, and after the show, he had texted to ask to ask the question about how things are going here, and I told him how everything was going, but a very sad situation in Nigeria right now. I'm bringing this in because we're both from Nigeria. What do you have to say? Because this video does go far. Yesterday,
Yes.
I got so much calls from officials that I know personally in Nigeria from Nigeria. So they might not be on right now, but right after we finish, I do tag them.
Mhm.
So, is there any message, anything you want our government to hear, to do for our people? Because the truth is, I know first class that people are suffering.
Yeah.
People are suffering. And we don't have, unfortunately, the system financially that we have here to be able to help these people back home. Any advice on how to go about this, at least to
Uh,
get to the everyday ordinary people at home? The mother that used to take my to the market to sell
cannot go.
before she's able to feed her family cannot go anymore. The tailor that has to go to the tailoring madam's house to sew before she will get small money, like my tailor. All the people that work with her, they're all from either a widow or they don't have anything.
Yeah.
These are the kind of people she employs to make clothes that I wear every time I go out on my glamour carpet thing. They make those clothes that I wear. So now that they can't go, how do they feed their family? How
Mhm.
can the government reach out to these people? There must be a way if they want to help.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amina, for that question. And I'm glad, too, that there are people way back in Nigeria that are listening to this program. Um, I think it's a social responsibility of any government that has any care and sympathy for their populace. The situation in Nigeria, if I have to liken it to Canada, for example, I think that there is urgent need for people to get some help. Government, as much as I have read from the newspapers and social media, has rolled out some programs as well. I think, like always with the situation in Nigeria, the problem has always been implementation.
That's right.
Um, we have state governments, we have local governments, we have wards, just like we had the election. There are people that represent government in each local government. And it's a matter of sending out these relief packages to and trickle it down from the federal to state to local government, and it will certainly get to people. What I find, and that is very, very disturbing from newspaper reports of how much government claims to have spent within this
Yeah,
period
yeah.
on text messages runs in billions, on different materials runs in billions, but this is not getting to the people. So
Mm-hmm.
where are these things going to?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there somebody who should show enough concern as to implementation and distribution of whatever relief materials? I was listening to one of the television stations, and they said that what is being done actually, people shouldn't see it as a responsibility of government to help people at this time. So whatever you get, you just have to accept it. And I've seen people coming with half, maybe a quarter bag of rice, for an entire street.
Yes.
That's not going to go
I
anywhere,
I saw those. Yeah.
you know. And we don't have a system that you can compare to Canada, where at least everybody, we have a system in Nigeria that's called BVN, and government with the central bank has access to that. So virtually, I would say that 80% of Nigerians have bank accounts.
That's right.
Why can we not
Must
use
send
that?
them money
Yes,
from the
and
source.
send the money. So that
Yeah.
way, you know, it's going from CBN to the respective banks, and those accounts are credited.
Credited.
And then we can look at the small amount of people who are unbanked. But even at that, they have microfinance banks that can still reach these people in different localities. So I would say that the problem, terribly and sadly to say too, it's the implementation. And I think that government can rise up to that. We hear of a lot of money, 5 billion that is being spent. I
Three
don't know.
trillion. Three
Yes,
trillion.
in this short
Under
space of
24
time.
hours.
And I don't know how, where is this money going to? So, both the federal and the state governments should be accountable to this. It's so sad to hear of these monies and it's not getting to people. Like somebody was saying, they said, what is our population? Maybe 200 million. If you average these
Not
monies,
much.
yes, there's no reason why everybody cannot get at least 10,000 naira or a
Or
little more than
more.
that
Or
or
more.
more,
Yeah,
you
we
know.
can't. 3 trillion, sir.
And there is money, there's money. Now I see bags of rice coming out. I don't know where they are coming out from, but are they going anywhere, or are we just seeing pictures? So I would suggest, and it's a serious problem. We have, if you look at the employment rates of Nigeria, for example, I don't think that we have up to 20% of the entire populace that are gainfully employed. So it means that even that 20% have lots of dependents. So getting money to even the 20% is a problem. Now everybody is asked to stay at home. You have to look at what kind of comfort and circumstances and environments are you asking people to stay at home. To
Mm.
start with, there is no light, there is no water.
Mm-hmm.
2 days ago, I was watching a video of an elderly man that went to buy cassava, like we call locally akpu, you
Mm.
know, going from his house, probably walking to another house to buy it. And then he was accosted by policemen. They took money from his pockets, I could see from the video, and even they took the food he went to buy
Wow.
at the expense of being arrested for walking around. So the situation, whichever way you look at it, is very, very sad, and government has to rise up to their responsibility to do something very, very soon, so that people don't start dying of hunger. And you know, a hungry person is an angry person. So we don't go beyond the situation now and have people on the streets rioting. And that is going to be really, really bad. So I think our government should actually live up to their responsibility by coming to the help of Nigerians.
So any government official, I know I'm not gonna call name, that is watching right now and the places that this video is going, one of us here is advising that there is something you can do. And one of the advice, just to recap on that particular statement that he made, which I believe is a very, very possible thing to do, is to use the BVM system that you have introduced and your people have adhered to it. They all have BVN. Use that system, send the funds to the banks, and let the banks credit the accounts of the individuals. And use microfinance system also to reach out to your people. They need help. I was watching a video, sir, just recently.
Yeah.
I was watching a video, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, where the minister for I think minister for lighting or power something in
Mhm.
Ghana came out to
Yes.
address and say that the small businesses in Ghana, they're giving them 1 million CDs. 1 million CD is equivalent to two CD is equivalent to one US dollars
Yes.
as of the time I checked. So 1 million CDs that they're giving to small businesses, which they can pay back within the next 2, 3 years,
Yes.
interest free. And one important, most important thing is nobody is paying bills and there will be constant light. He said it from the pulpit.
Now, so that is Ghana, which is very, very
Ghana.
close, of close proximity to Nigeria. So why are we not able to do that? I mean, granted that oil prices, which seem to be a major source of income, has come down. But a responsible government will still find ways and means. There are ways and means of government coming up with relief packages and support for its populace under circumstances that we face today. It is not a very difficult task, I would say, is the determination and willingness to do it. And also monitoring and ensuring that these things get to the people that they are designed to. And truly, some people have come up, some Nigerians are well meaning, have come up and made donations. I
Mhm.
don't know how these monies or who they are making these donations to. I would rather that these individuals can set up ways that monies can get to the people that is intended for. It
Mhm.
would have made sense. Like, I mean, you're having a collaborative effort, a central pool of distributing the funds, but we can see now that it's not working. So people have to look at other ways of coming to help the Nigerian citizens who right now are having it really, really difficult. It was difficult before, but it's far worse right now. I think that government has to do more that is being done or is being said to be done at the moment.
Well, thank you so much for that insight there. I know I had to always bring Nigeria in all the time and other African countries
Yes.
that are doing great too. So, guys, we will be bringing people, like I said, from around the world. So, I'll be bringing someone from Kenya on Monday.
Mhm.
And Mr. Ibu is joining us live because we want to hear from the entertainment world too, how they are doing now that they're not going out anywhere to entertain anybody. There's nothing set up for them. So we're going to be hearing how they're doing also. Thank you guys for joining. We have Marlo, Chocolate all the way from London, England. Yes. Now that I just mentioned London, England, we have people from all over the world. Can they approach you also for investment, or is it only for Canada?
Well, right now we're focusing on Canada
Okay.
in delivering of our services, but that's not to
Okay.
share the investment world is the same. It's all the same dynamics. So
Okay.
we can talk about it.
Okay.
We certainly don't have outreach in different countries. It's more like Canada and Nigeria that we are focusing our services on right now. But that's not to say that we cannot advise people from different parts of the world.
Okay. So I will take Shay's question here. That's very interesting question. He's asking, why are we always saying, why are we always saying government, government? What of the churches where I have been putting my money for years? Now a lot of people are there and they cannot even eat in their homes, and the churches are not doing anything. Well, I expect these questions to be coming up very often
Yeah.
right now on these shows.
Yeah.
Some churches, not all, some churches do something for their people. Is it enough? I don't know. But yeah,
Well,
I'll leave you to
like I said
pick
before,
that.
it's a general problem that affects everybody. Yes, we talk about government. Um, government has also representation or control in one way, directly or indirectly, with churches as well. There's been so much said about churches in recent times. That is not to say that the primary responsibility, I would say, probably lies with the government. And secondary responsibility comes from organizations like churches and individuals as well. Um, we don't know, like, I think I recently heard about the Redeem has also done something for, but I don't know whether it's just limited to their members. But truly, this is a time for everybody to give back. Yes, we are talking about government because that is the one we are focused on, but churches, individuals, and every organization that feels that they are able to do something should do so.
That's right.
People
It's
who
a
are in need,
collective.
yeah,
We are all in it
we
together.
are
It's
all
not a
in it together.
responsibility of just one person.
No,
We are all in it together. Tori is suggesting one way to help the Nigerian economy is to create jobs by encouraging current businesses, attracting new businesses, uh, both locally and internationally, to improve the power supply in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Tori Jabs, for that suggestion. Again, I would post it after we finish. Thank you guys for bringing questions, interacting with us. It's amazing. If you have questions, please don't hesitate. We take one more question. I was planning to keep you for 30 minutes.
that's okay.
Now,
I just wanted to comment on the last suggestion.
okay,
Um,
okay.
Electricity is very, very important. And I've always maintained that until we have stable electricity in Nigeria, we are not going to go anywhere.
Mhm,
With stable electricity, the private sector can actually kick in. If you look at China, for example, there's like people run businesses from their homes with just one single small machine. They are
mhm,
producing things.
mhm,
And I have always challenged our politicians that sit in Abuja, the ones who make so much money. Everybody comes from one village, everybody comes from one locality. Most of them have gigantic generators in gigantic houses with generators that can actually power the entire village. And they are selfish about it. Let's government. I don't see any reason why all these years there's been so much money expended on electricity. Every single budget every year runs into millions of dollars on electricity, yet we don't have stability. I don't see why it's a big problem, but truly, until we're able to achieve that, we can't create employment. Look at businesses that are running now. Some have moved out of Nigeria. Why? Because they don't have electricity. You're spending so much money buying diesel. Most times you're even looking for, you have five generators. I can't think of any factory that can run. Switching from NEPA to generator, looking for diesel, sometimes you have to shut down. Then how many people can you employ? How do you absorb the cost of running the plants? So I think that government truly, if that is one major achievement they can even attain, generating stable electricity, that will go a long way in kickstarting Nigeria. But I think that until that is done, I don't think we are going to go anywhere.
hmm. Thank you so much. Before we go further, I'm just going to recap some strategies. Like we said, we're going to be sharing strategies to help you go through this time, and we're going to go next into post crisis. So, some of the strategies that Mr. Emmanuel has shared with us is get together as a family and cut down on your expenses. Do not, if you used to buy one whole cow in your freezer before, buy half or cut it into 4 quarter and buy 1 quarter of that. Um, don't get too much information that you don't need. On my shows, I tell you guys, all you need to know, you already know. The truth is, all you need to know, you already know concerning the pandemic. So, there's COVID 19, there's a virus. The name is COVID 19. It's killing people, kill anybody, not
Hmm.
just the old people, the young, the
Yeah.
old, the blue, the black, the yellow. It has no respect of male or female or anybody. The one way to keep yourself safe is social distancing. Go out only when you need to go out. Wash your hands constantly. Sanitize your house. Sanitize your hand, and stay safe. So those are the information you need. The other things you need to start doing now is preparing while you have this time for when this thing is over,
Just
so
be
you
okay.
can be ahead. Okay, and he advised us to be able to achieve that. He suggested stop listening to CNN and all this. He didn't call CNN. I'm adding it. Stop listening to news
Social media
forever.
mostly.
All the social media, stay away from it. Go in there, say hello, keep in touch, but not so much about COVID everywhere, so that it doesn't generate fear and panic in your life. And then he said the government in Canada has daily briefing. Make sure you're tuning into it to see where you can get help. Apply for what you can get, you know, what you qualify for. Call utility people, utility companies to defer payment or make payment arrangement where possible. Apply for grants. You know, self-discipline, that is a big one. Self-discipline in every area. Self-discipline. We spoke about it yesterday. You know, dispose of assets that you have that you will be able to use through now. I think that's a
Mhm.
big one. You
Yeah.
know, we spoke about it yesterday too. Some of us have so much shoes, so much bags, so much clothing. You know, while doing that, keep maintaining social distances. You can
Mhm.
sell online. Everything is online now.
Oh yeah.
Before, if I have to interview him, I would have gone to his office or he comes to my studio. But
Mhm.
look, we're together here online. So sell those things online. Thank you so much, Naveen. I love you much. Love you, love you. Thanks for joining. Please send in your questions before I let him go for
Mhm.
in regards to finances. You know, so those are the things he was telling us. Dispose of asset. If you have money in the savings, which was a question from one of our viewers, what do you do with it? He just to you know, summarize, he said either take it out if it's in investment that is losing money, put it in your savings. You may not be gaining much in savings right now, but I think it's safer in savings because it
Yeah.
becomes tangible money that you can access if
Yes.
you need it. Okay. And let your conscience convince you if you're going to help other people with the little that you have. Everybody needs help. You know, and then we spoke a little bit about Nigeria situation because we're both from Nigeria. It's a big
Yeah.
concern for us. Even in our only two way we're helping. I am not the type that come out and say, yeah, this is what I did. Up to last night by 1 a.m., I helped a family out. I had no naira. I had to call somebody that would give me naira to
Okay.
exchange to send to those people. So we're doing our only two way, but we can't do it all. So, and then one most important thing that he touched about is a collective effort to be able to stick together and get through this together and come out of it together. All
Yes.
right. So yeah, thank you so much. Somebody saying thank you so much that she's learned quite a lot from listening to
Oh,
you.
that's
God
great.
bless you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So now just my last question before I let you go. If no more question coming from everybody, after this crisis, I think you talked about it a little bit, but just for the people that are just coming in again, I want them to know what will the financial industry look like? I know if you go to the bank now, they would, my bank, I don't know of any other person's bank, you would take a number, then you go sit down in your car
Yes.
and then they will call you for when you will come in. You told me that, and I experienced it
Yes.
yesterday. I
Yes.
could not believe it, you know. And then my other bank for my business, Scotiabank, everything is on the screen now. You don't need to see or talk to nobody. Normal transactions that you would do with a financial advisor, you can do everything on the machine
Online.
now.
Yeah.
So, what are we gonna now stick to that online thing? And you know, what do you think?
Well, it's difficult to say. Like the premier says, things are rapidly changing, and we are on it day by day. We don't know what's going to happen and how long that's going to be. But I think that at the end of this all, the financial institutions will certainly review the way things are done. If we return to normalcy, there's no more COVID-19 and everything comes back, you can walk safely outside. Definitely, we'll probably go back to the way it is. But what everybody has learned now is that things can be done online.
Have a backup plan.
And
Okay.
yes, if you
Yeah.
look at we have to look at the benefit of that too. Like it's saving a lot of time. It's taking you,
Absolutely.
yeah, like you can do
Absolutely.
virtually everything. There's people I've been talking to lately, like some of my customers never wanted, they don't know how to use Interact Payment, for example.
Now they are
Everybody,
forced to
that is
use it.
because the frustration of going to the bank to line up now, particularly if you have to do that, the weather is still not too warm and
Hmm.
you're having to stand out. Like people think of easier means of doing transactions. So everybody is going online now, making bill payments online. So that's the positive side of that. And for sure, through this process, we will all have learned how to manage our resources probably even better. And then, so for the future, I think that things will change, probably not come back to the way we've known it to be. But I know that certainly it will be for the better.
I am a living witness to that because you see, I'm not a tech person. I
Mhm.
always get my guys, my team, social media team for Vigo Awards to do all
Mm.
this technical stuff for
I
me.
know.
And now I learned, I actually set up this whole app by myself, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
the I can do mentality is actually playing in
Oh,
everybody's
yes.
life now. You
Yeah.
don't have a choice. You have to learn how to do these things.
Like they say, when what is desired is not available, then what is available becomes desired.
Becomes the desire, just like
Yeah.
the essential workers today.
Exactly.
When I saw the list of essential worker, I'm like, oh, these are the jobs that growing up, the mom and dad will never ever want you to be that
No.
way. Your
No.
mother will either want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse
Oh,
or
yes.
an engineer. You dare tell your mom that you want to become a truck driver? Are you all right?
No, but those are the ones making the mega bucks
These
now.
are the people holding us, and kudos to all the essential workers, all the
Yes.
frontliners.
And the frontline
We
workers,
love you and
particularly.
we are praying for you guys.
Yes.
And no harm would befall your home.
Yes.
God will protect you guys.
Every
Thank you
single one.
so much. Even as little as the people that are just standing and handing your groceries to you at the door. We appreciate you because
We
you are
do.
making contact with so many people every
Yes.
day,
I'm
putting
putting
your
your life.
life in danger just to
Absolutely.
help humanity. You are our hero. We love you and we continue to pray for you. Thank you guys so very much. One last question for you. I promise after this, I'll let you go.
No, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. The question is from Tori again. He said the Canadian government is giving some grants and loans to businesses right now to stay through COVID-19. Do you think they will be able to carry it beyond COVID-19 for people that must have lost their businesses now? Will they be able to get access to such things to maybe start their business again, or new business people that wants to come in?
Well, it's always a give and take situation. If you look at even what is being offered now for businesses, you notice that it's not everybody that qualifies for that right now. But we are hoping, as the promise, that everybody's needs will be addressed. Now, don't lose sight of the fact that what is given now are mostly loans. They've promised forgiveness of 10,000, but even with the 40,000 loan, it's not
It's
everybody.
still a lot.
The wide scale of businesses are not qualified for that because
Mhm.
your payroll for the previous year has to be at least 50,000 to a million. So that throws a lot of small businesses out. But I know, like the Prime Minister has said, that they will address everybody's needs. But my problem with loans and businesses, it's like you have to know that it's something you have to pay back. And you have to have enough projections to see that you will be able to fall within the time frame that you're required to pay. Um, as to whether people will get loans or as to whether government can sustain what they are doing, I do not know. But for starters, I think that they've done well to even encourage people, for employers to retain their employees and be able to shoulder some of the salaries or wage bills that they have to pay. That is good magnanimity from the government. I don't know how long for sure that is going to go. But we might get to a situation where more conditions may be attached to it just to throw more people out of it. Well, like
Mm.
I say, think of what you can do with less capital requirement think of other ways. There's many other ways of raising capital for future purposes. So you can borrow, you can use your existing savings, you can take a loan from maybe equity from what you have. But I think that is something we should worry about in future. Let us focus now for the
On now.
immediate,
That's
for the
right.
immediate
Naveen,
and the short term.
yeah, Naveen Dominics, all the way from Calgary, is agreeing with you that the government has really tried. The government of Canada has really tried. They have
Yes.
a program also that they are giving you $5,000 to be able to come back to Canada from anywhere in
Yes.
the world. So they've really tried on that. The mother benefited from that. I have a question on behalf of my friend.
Mhm.
For the new people just migrated to Canada before this event, this crisis,
Yes.
what can they be doing right now?
This criteria that has been set up by government is like you have to have earned 5,000 in the last 12 months. But that is not to say, like they have said, everybody's need will be addressed. So I
Mhm,
would say keep listening. Call the government offices, call the government office, Service Canada or Service Ontario or the Revenue Canada to ask questions.
mhm,
Even if there's nothing available now, that will certainly prompt somebody to know that these people are there and somebody's asked this kind of question, and they will bring it to the attention of those concerned. And I know for sure that everybody's needs will be addressed at some point. So I
mhm,
would say keep listening, call the offices and ask your specific question. There's no harm in trial. And
mhm,
I'm sure that everybody will be attended to one way or the other.
mhm. I also said to thank you, Aja, for joining. I see all the love flying from you guys. Thank you so much. I also advise that some of the new immigrants can, soak themselves into the government website to study about Canada.
Mhm.
I remember one thing that really helped me when I first migrated here 24 years ago was knowing what to do and where to go.
Yes.
I went through school in Canada with no school loan, no debt.
Well,
I
there's a
and I
lot
was an
more.
immigrant.
Yes, there's a lot
You
more
know,
resources now, thanks to
exactly,
the internet, and
exactly.
that's
So
definitely gonna keep you busy.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there's organizations, associations that you can also call to ask questions, and they'll probably give you within our community. Obviously, you can reach out to people in the community to ask questions.
Hmm.
Everybody starts has to start. There's always a starting point for everyone.
That's right.
Important thing now is that you're safe, probably in a better environment. That's a plus, and then you
Hmm.
can leverage from that, and then take it one day at a time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much. My last question to you is again, everybody that I speak to, the last thing I leave with them is, what have you done in this situation to help anybody? Sharing is going to help other people to know that they can do the same. If you have done any, if not, do you plan to do something for somebody, for a community,
Mhm.
for a whole nation,
Mhm.
or you will not do anything?
Yeah. Again, important thing is, it's not just about money. Talking to somebody gives them a lot of
That
hope.
that is what I said to
Yeah,
people. What
sharing
you're doing right
information.
now,
Yeah.
it's giving.
Exactly.
It's
Sharing
giving.
information is very, very important. Last week, I had somebody sitting on the computer trying to apply for this release by government, and then it was really lengthy process answering one question or the other. But then there was a better and easier way to do that by calling the
Wow.
number. Yes, and it was like most of those processes were avoided. So sharing is very important. Sharing whatever information you have is very important. As much as some of these things, it's not everybody that's going to sit down listening to the television 24 hours. So if you're
Hmm.
privileged to hear something, try and disseminate that to people so they can also know and learn and let people know what you hear, what is available, how to go about it. It's also very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
You also see people that you think you can advise them better on what they are doing or how best they can manage whatever they have right now. It's important. There's no harm. Don't take offense if somebody has tried to advise you in ways that you can do things better. Like, just accept it. Be open-minded and more receptive
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
different ideas from different people.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate decision is yours, but it's all for your betterment.
Awesome. Thank you so, so very much. I am so privileged that you would spend out of your very
Mm.
precious time over an hour with us online.
Thank you so much,
So
Shami.
appreciate it.
It's
Thank you,
my
thank you,
pleasure.
thank you. God bless you
Yeah, it's a
richly. And just say a happy birthday. Guys, we're going to sing a happy birthday for his
pleasure.
wife. She's very shy, I know. So I'm
Yes.
gonna sing this happy birthday especially for her. I wish
Wow.
my supporters are here, my two kids, they
Well,
just
we
took
can
a walk.
sing it.
So
We can sing
yeah,
it
let's
together
sing a happy
too.
birthday to her. So one, two, go, everyone sing wherever you are. This is a special happy birthday. Since we can't have a party, we might as well have it here.
Exactly. Now we're having it online. Huh?
That's right. So happy birthday to
To
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
dear Shoma. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to you.
you.
Yeah, she's
Know
Maureen.
wherever she is,
Thank
God
you.
Almighty will cover, protect her, and lead her and make her path to shine brighter and brighter. She will go from glory to glory according to the Bible. She, whatever she touches will turn to gold. Her heart
Amen.
will bring her goodness, and
Amen.
she will be called blessed in your home.
Amen. Thank
In
you so
Jesus'
much,
name,
Shamina.
God
Thank you.
bless you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank you so
Continue to
much.
do what you do. I must commend your efforts too. One way or
Thank
the
you.
other, you're
Thank
trying to
you.
reach out to people, to
Yes, yes,
encourage people.
my
Just keep
little
it
way.
up, and God will continue to bless you.
Amen.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
We are so grateful, sir.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, I'm super excited. You can catch me with excitement when you bring anything that will help humanity. That's the only way you get my attention. I am all about helping. And like our guest today said, helping does not necessarily mean you have to give money. Giving information, valuable information that is authentic, that is coming from someone that has walked through that experience, to help other people is a way of giving. Giving someone a call just to see how they are doing, it's a way of giving. Posting informations, links to pages that people can find help is a way of giving. So in whichever way you can do something for somebody in this time of crisis and beyond, please, I advise you guys, go and do it, because the hand that gives always receive more in return. You will never give and lose. You can never outgive the receiver. So always stay in the spirit of giving and helping, and God will always give back unto you and help you. We have exciting guests coming up, lined up all the way to Friday next week. Like I said to you guys before, I started this just to pass on information and encourage and empower people in this crisis period. It is not a permanent talk show. Please don't hold me onto it. After the crisis, I'll see what the Lord leads in my heart to do, because I am super, super busy with so many other things. So I cannot promise coming to you guys every day. For now, it will be every day at 2 p.m. on Facebook Live. Okay, so please invite friends, invite people that have questions. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking to single mothers, single parents with children. How are they doing? We want to know what they're doing to get through every day. Life, it's difficult for everyone right now, but more especially the single parents that have children, that, you know, sometimes the children are going to school in a different language than the languages they speak. And some, these children are in higher institution that the parents are not that educated to help them. So we want to talk to them financially. How are they doing? You know, how would loneliness, you know, everything. So don't miss tomorrow. We're going to be talking to mothers. So please invite parents to listen in. On Sunday, we're going to be talking to a pastor. The pastor is going to be answering a lot of biblical questions that a lot of people have today, especially in the area of finances, you know, in the area of giving, in the area of tithe and offerings. So don't miss Sunday at 2 p.m. On Monday, we have a coach, a life coach, that is going to be with us all the way from Kenya. Okay, on Tuesday is going to be our comic day. So get ready to laugh your sorrows away. We're going to have Mr. Ibu, a Nollywood veteran, that is going to come on live, you know, to share how they are going through this crisis and possibly give us some jokes and, you know, some of that. Wednesday is going to be our music day. I'm bringing live performance. They're going to be playing conga, saxophone, piano, and also sharing information on how they are keeping themselves going, body, mind, and soul. Yeah, they are musicians. Now there's nowhere to go play for anybody. So how are they managing mentally? Okay, Thursday next week, we are going to be talking to single fathers. Yes, men are single with children. So we're going to be bringing that live. And on Friday, we'll be talking to a government official that is on the front line, you know. So yeah, up to Friday next week, we're fully, you know, booked up. So again, I'm going to be bringing a cosmetologist that will be talking about your hair, your nails, your makeup, how you can still stay home and look beautiful. All right, how you can, tips on how you can take care of your hair while you're home by yourself. If you've never known what to do before, we're going to be sharing that. So these are vital information for this time. They're highly needed. So please join us every day, Facebook Live for now, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 7 p.m. Nigerian time, and that's 12 noon Mountain Time. All right, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. Again, it's your girl, Queen Amina. When I go off this video, please don't let the video stop. Share so that other people can listen and benefit from the information that has been shared today. Thank you guys so much. Love you loads.